Hello, welcome and welcome, guys, to another episode of LKM with me, Lisa Mutinda. And today I have very amazing guests with me. They are also more than guests, and you will learn that later. So, kindly, I would love them to introduce themselves to you. Kindly.
Thank you. Hello. My name is Sylvia. You too? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I am Franklin Mutinda. Already ring a bell. An official hater to Lisa.
So, thank you, guys. I believe that from that you can already tell that these are partly my family and also our guests of honor today. So today we'll be interacting and conversing about this particular topic. It's, does childhood trauma shape the person you become when you grow up? And if it does, how do you handle it? And how are you supposed to face it? And how can you avoid that? Yeah, so today we'll be getting more views from our guests and from you guys. You can also comment and give your views. So let's start. Sylvia.
Why me?
Anyway, so Sylvia,
Yes.
how has life been
My life.
in general?
My life has been smooth,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no ups and downs, no nothing.
You're very comfortable,
yeah,
perfect.
Mhm.
You don't have nothing to complain
No,
about.
no.
Mm-hmm.
No,
You
well,
wish.
no.
You wish.
Oh yeah, right?
You wish.
Come on. Yeah, well, generally my life has been good. Yes.
Mhm.
No complaints.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, there's no life that is just like, should I say a bed of roses? Like, you just can't have it all.
Yeah.
There must be some ups and downs and
Yeah.
all those things. So, yeah, like I grew up just as a normal kid, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know the juice, the things you don't tell anyone about your childhood, the ones to fala, because you're trying to make
ones
up
that I
like
don't tell
you've
anyone.
always been.
Then what should I tell you? If I never tell anyone,
Anyway,
you want me
we
to
don't.
tell you?
We just want to hear it. I mean, or
But like seriously,
anyway, generally,
I have had troubles like any other person.
were you a troublesome kid?
Do I look like one? No,
I
just
don't
no.
know.
No,
I don't know.
I know you can tell. Do I look like?
First of all, people will always
For you,
show
I
their
can.
best
No,
foot.
no,
So
baby.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh my goodness.
It doesn't.
I told you.
It's not printed on your forehead that I used to be the one scratching people's eyes out.
No,
you know.
I used to be troublesome, but
Mhm.
yeah, I was
So,
just there. I was
Mhm.
just like
Generally, we can say Sylvia here had a life of a normal kid
exactly
with ups and downs.
yeah. Just,
So, unfortunately or fortunately, some of us had more than a normal child is supposed to
Well,
have.
some of us.
Yeah,
one for
some
the
of
book.
us. You know, it might be you, me, or even Franklin. So, Franklin, tell us about yourself. How was life since you were born?
Let me tell you.
Late.
Sorry. I am so happy talking about this because I never sat down with anyone to talk about it. And you even don't know about it.
wow.
There are things in my life I'm like, wow. I thank God I am past them. Some stupid things, but they really used to wear me out. I remember writing a letter to a certain pastor. Unajua ile ya kupost, ya kupeleka kwa PO box.
Pastor.
I used to, those people who wake up with, very nice clothes with a lot of warmth, running all the way to. Guys, I used to bed wet. And hakuna kitu inaumiza moyo. Like kids who bed wet, because one, you are limited in so many things. Huwezi enda kulala kwa wenyewe, utakojoa. Huwezi kunywa kitu before enda kulala. Watu wakunywa chai, wakienjoy chai na tu juices hapa na pale. Huwezi enjoy jioni. Mara sijui language.
Oh, that reminds me of one thing. Oh my goodness.
So,
So I used to hate kind of I hated nights because what I really was trying so hard nisikojoe but it always happen. Unaenda kuamka na oh no, umejaribu and then hapa karibu kwenye unaenda kuamka ndo.
At what age maybe?
It went until I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
So
Why are you wowing me?
Let me ask this, in line with our topic today. Do you think it was traumatizing for you?
It was traumatizing because it makes it sometimes can take away your confidence because utatekelewa na watoto wengine. So it makes you not want to mix up with people in the morning or you have to wake up and take a shower or change of clothes immediately before you go out. Uwezi toka tu na uende kama kila mtu mwingine like any other kids atatoka tu na kaende kakacheze mpira na huko. Wewe your morning is a process, you know, ya kuamka uangalie ujihurumie because ama mkienda kwa wenyewe na umekojoa maybe mmeenda ugenini mahali you don't know how the kids za hiyo boma watakuchukulia aje.
So let me ask, do you think it has affected the person you have grown to become right now, since it was something you were facing that time and it was really disturbing you? It was too much for you back then. Right now you are a grown up. Do you think it affected the person you became and how you live your life?
Yes, I can say it did because I really did fight a lot to regain my self-esteem. I had self-esteem issues. I struggled with what do you call so I'm looking for that word. I struggled with
Self-confidence.
yeah, and it's called what? Not imposter syndrome. Like you're not good enough. You feel like you do not have all it takes because whenever you feel like you've outdone yourself, then that voice reminds you, remember, unakojoanga kwa kitanda.
Okay, now let me turn to Sylvia.
Yes.
Sylvia being a partner, a wife to Franklin. Do you think you have ever seen something that makes you think like this person might have been traumatized by a particular thing? Have you ever seen anything that like made you start thinking, is there a connection to this behavior from childhood?
Yeah, there's something, but not that one. Not that.
You can talk about yours.
For the records, I don't, not anymore. and before, can I interject before she takes over? To add to that, it made me be a very empathetic person. Like, I don't like seeing kids being harassed for doing that because I know what it cost me. Because the more you continue subjecting them to pressure and making them feel like they are inadequate in any way, you are ruining, you are creating a Franklin that will struggle with imposter, or will struggle with self-esteem issues. How about you help that person on how to manage that situation? So I'm very empathetic on kids because of that. Siwezi chekelea mtoto kwa sababu anakuja kwa kitanda. It's something I cannot afford to do. Sorry, it took your time.
Thank you. And not again, right?
All right. Your Highness.
No, there's this thing. Kutokula cabbage. You know?
Why?
No, but I have to
Why?
say this.
Why?
No.
Okay.
As
fine.
a good wife, I would go.
Na mandizi ya kupika nani
Yes, I prepare good meal for my husband.
Matoke.
Some steamed cabbage.
Matoke.
And there I am serving him. Hey. Then he's like, babe, I don't like this. And
I don't eat them.
He cannot even eat them. And so a time came and I was like, why is this? Like, how can you just say you don't eat cabbage? Do you know
I
this
have a
person
story
later,
for it.
Yeah, you later told me about it. He later told me about sijui whatever.
Can I-
Kindly share.
Look, my mom used to go to Makutano Market.
Mhm.
Na anakuja nazo. Eh? Zinaenda kwa store. Kwa one of the rooms. Those things will be cooked today, yesterday, tomorrow. And well, nilichukia cabbage kitambo, but
Would
I
you take
used to
that
eat.
as trauma though?
Yes,
Okay.
because also mandizi.
Mm-hmm.
Matoke.
Is it that you used to eat?
Mandizi, I hated them for one thing. You see that thing? You're black in a hapo katikati. To me, it used to look like a centipede. Yeah, so I was like, another thing. Today,
Kiburi.
bloody.
Mhm.
Listen,
Mhm.
you see the way nowadays sipendi kufungiwa, siwezi taka kufungiwa, claustrophobia. Do you know it emanated from somewhere? I became claustrophobic because growing up, unakumbuka kwa Wangari ya Mrithi, ule mshosho hapo juu huko kwa ushago kwetu. We already disclosed kwamba, you know,
Yeah.
our neighbor, kuna mshosho, I think she passed on a while ago.
Wangari.
Ule mnene. So she used to,
Yeah.
yes, you remember that huge woman used to carry kiondo kikubwa sana. And now, whenever she would come to our home, and maybe I had been naughty or had done weird things, and my mom and every other person would be telling me, utakuja kubebwa na Wangari. So I would imagine myself. And I would imagine myself in that kiondo nimefungwa. So I suffered claustrophobia. To date, I am claustrophobic. I cannot afford kufungiwa mahali.
That takes us back ile time nilikuwa nimekufungia kwa bedroom and do you know he was crying?
Serious?
Yeah,
Was it a game?
Not,
or
not,
it was
I didn't cry.
No, you were
No,
crying.
my
At
God,
first it was kinda ni kama mchezo tu So at first alinifungia mwenyewe. And then when he got there, I closed the door.
I didn't cry.
Unfortunately, the door locked itself like yes, literally ikakataa kufunguka.
Tukiwa Ruiru.
Yes, tukajaribu mpaka do you know we had to call the caretaker to come in.
And he cried.
Yeah,
I did cry.
No, you
Because
cried.
look,
Like
for claustrophobic people, so long as you can see outside, you're good. I had to go to the window.
now before
and
you
see
thought
outside.
of that, you idea kwenda kuangalia window babe you ulilia. You
I
cried.
did cry.
You cried.
No, I was traumatized, but I didn't cry.
Yes.
No.
So this brings me to Franklin said that from that experience of bedwetting, we became a very sympathetic, empathetic person.
With kids who go through the same.
With a person who might be suffering the same. So let's view it from this point. Do you think a child who has been brought up in a toxic environment where there are abuse and everything, physical abuse, insult here and there, do you think it might affect the person they grow up to become? And do you think just the way you became empathetic, do you think they might also become what do you call it, chaotic, toxic from that
clumsy yes
experience?
I believe they can, because how your life has been sculptured from your childhood affects a lot on how and who you become. Because if you have never experienced true love, you might be a very abrasive kid or abrasive person even in your adult life, because you can only give what you have. And if love and affection has never been shown to you, you might not know how to give it, because you don't know even the first thing about it. So you can be clumsy, because kama kila wakati you are put on your toes, like you're supposed to walk on a straight line on a thin string, you will always, even in your adulthood, you will be trying to behave that way. People who call themselves perfectionists, do you know those are traumas from childhood? Because you are not allowed to make a mistake. You are not allowed to, sometimes to screw up sometimes. And people grow up with from screwing up and making mistakes, fall, be bruised. But if you are like kwetu, my mom had one policy, hakuna kwenda kwa wenyewe. And I would say, as much it is good, but kwenda kwa wenyewe extended to not being out, hata kama nina hapo outside the homestead,
the compound,
bila permission, or kucheza na watoto wengine, watoto wako kwa barabara na wanda hata sijui kucheza mpira to date, because we didn't have access to playmates. You understand? And you tend to become an antisocial person, because I have really struggled a lot to train myself to learn how to live with people. I used to be very abrasive because I grew up alone. And I had seen it in Aretha a while ago, because she didn't know how to play with kids. But nowadays I think she's improving, because she can play with kids. She used to be the type of, move, don't touch me, go away, I'ma stop. You understand? She used to be that kind of a person. And I was like, no, my daughter cannot be like I was, because it wears on you. It wears someone out. Yes, it does really affect who you become. You can be chaotic, abrasive, clumsy. You tend to break everything. Nothing you handle winds up complete. Yeah.
Okay, coming back to you, Sylvia. So, how do you think someone is supposed to handle the trauma so that that person cannot live in it when you're already grown? How do you face it? How do you avoid now the clumsiness when you find yourself in a position where that's you, that's how you live your life, where you're always scared, maybe because something happened during your childhood? How do you handle that?
What I would say at first, the first thing is self-awareness. Now, assuming it is me, I was in that position, I need to be aware of the trauma. Like, I need to realize that self-awareness and acceptance. Like, I need to get to know and get to be aware, like, this thing happened and this thing is what is disturbing me. Like, I can see the outcomes of whatever I had experienced in the past, so that I can get to know what's the next step to take. Now, I'm not a psychologist, but maybe I would advise that person to get some therapy, to go through some therapy. After that, after therapy,
now you learn how to unleave that, or probably to either you need
it's
to
kind of unlearning now.
Yeah, to unlearn.
Yeah. And I believe that is doable, because that takes us back to someone who has been brought up by a single mom. There's some notion huku nje tu, stereotypes. Watu wanasema if you're of a single mom, that lady or a man cannot make a good husband or cannot make a good wife. I don't think that is true, because it is evident out here kuna mtoto wa a single mom and they're making good husbands and good wives out there. So it's just a matter of self-awareness and acceptance, and be willing to unlearn and live present.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. So personally, before I go to Franklin, I would like to emphasize on that part of acceptance. Accept that it happened and it was not good. First of all, you have to accept it was your life. That was you. That was your life during your childhood. You can't change it. Accept that it was not good. In an instance where you are born in an abusive family, toxic and everything, accept it is not good, so that you can try and cut off that behavior from yourself. Just try and say it was not good. I saw them fight. I'll not fight because it was not good. It is not good. So first of all, accept it happened to you. Don't hide. Many people tend to hide. They assume that it didn't happen. They don't want to face it and
deny.
They are like, no, I was in a happy family. I was born and raised well, and it is not true. So if you don't accept, you will keep torturing yourself, and the thing will grow, and the childhood trauma will become your life sentence, trauma, and everything. Yeah, so to you, Franklin, what do you think about that?
In conclusion, I would say, um, accept, like you said, I'll echo what Lisa has said. Accept what you've been through, that was your reality, but it doesn't have to become your life because it was a season, it was a phase, and accept that it is over and be intentional to live well or to unlearn whatever it is that you may have was instilled in you, fear and lack of self-confidence, low self-esteem. Like, learn a new way of life and have an open mind to know that there's another, like, things can be better by inviting people, because such a person can have a very closed in life. Like, you do not want to, you have a wall, you have put a wall around yourself. You don't want to be interfered with because, one, you're hiding something, like you said, or you don't want people to know that you've had a rough childhood or a rough life up to where you are. So you don't want anyone coming into your life. Only you can allow people in, but control what it is that you allow them to live in your heart. So yes, it's possible to unlearn, and it's possible to have a new life after a traumatic childhood.
Okay, so as Sylvia said, when it's too much and when it's out of your control, please seek professional help. Okay? Professional guidance. That was all for today. I was your host, Lisa Mutinda, with my very amazing guests, Franklin Mutinda and Sylvia Mutinda. Sylvia Mosioki. Yeah. See you again on the other episode. Kindly give us your views. Thank you.
Na mjue hajanilipa, so mu make sure amenilipa, nitumie cheki yangu or tutaandamana.
Kabla tumalize, actually I have something to say.
Okay.
Or maybe I need some advice. I need to advise someone and they don't know what to advise them. So you advise me so that I can get the advice to give them. And she's about trauma, by the way. There's this lady, mom. Sorry, wait. Mbona ukutupatia maji huku hakuna kitu. Tunatoka hivyo.
Hii channel, huyu mwenye hii channel
ya mambo ya haraka masani machache.
Haraka maji.
Wewe tuulize.
Now, babe, now hold up. Now this lady, she's young. She's 20. She's 23 or 22. And she's a mom. Now, she shared with me a story, her life story. She got married at 18 or 9, no, 18 or 17, like she was young, from campus. Now this guy came and took the lady from her whatever she was learning. She was doing some nursing. Yes. So this guy told the lady, "Let's go. I love you." And all those. Then the lady got pregnant. The lady has been she'd been looking for a job, and then the guy would be like, "No working for you. Just play mtoto." Unajua uongozi ananga huko nje. Nimesema mimi sijasema wewe, unaona? So, see the lady listened to the guy. Sorry. Now this guy, do you know this Adam akaza after she gave birth, this husband is the one who was working. Do you know this guy went out of whatever, like akatoka marriage, akaenda got a lady, now a working lady, and brought that working lady to the house yenye walikuwa wamejenga na huyu dem from scratch, you know. And then this guy was like telling the lady, now the mom, the mother, like the wife now. Then the guy told the wife, no, this is the wife now to be. Because your work here is just to sit around in the house and just wait for me. Now I want to marry this working lady. And so that is how you
check out.
You know, now this lady was telling me, like nowadays, she's feeling like Anna feel too rejected sana. And then she reminds me of her childhood, until she grew up akiwa rejected, hata aligrow kwa street juu kukataliwa na babake. So she was like, I don't want my baby, my child, to go through the same, like the life I went through. No, she was like, can I take this child to children's home? Then I was wild.
Well, so from my view, tuanze na the first mistake. The biggest mistake the lady did, and most of us do, is like believing in what are they called? How sketch. Ukiambiwa uchore kitu like sketch, hadi si drawing. Hiyo kitu mtu anakuambia, it's something that person has not done, something that person is telling you.
Promises.
Yes. Promises which are empty. Hapo ndo alikosea mara ya kwanza. Secondly, sahi ashaanza kushikanisha. You know, sometimes nisi tunakosea. The fact that tumesema childhood trauma inaweza kubeba all the way doesn't mean anything that happens right now is connected to it. Sawa. That mentality too. Yeah, I was rejected. Now I'm rejected by... Remember, alikuwa na makosa. Hata yeye, si mjudge. Sababu that's what most of us do. Makosa ilikuwa ku-accept ni promises haziyuko.
Haku-accept promise, alipendwa.
Hakuna kupendwa hapo. Na kujisahau, like...
She was young and naive.
That's why we are here. That's why we are here to talk about the young and naive
and stupid.
No.
That's how we are, all of us. But by the time you learn that, just
therapist.
Ask yourself. Let a working person. Say, for example, mtu ni daktari. And you approach kama sijaingia campus and everything. Now he's saying he loves me, blah blah blah. He will do this and that and that. No, tuulize swali ya kwanza. He works with doctors and nurses. Hajawahi ona. Okay? What do I have? What do I have? Okay, mapenzi, what love? Okay? And if someone anakupromise kitu, let them promise and do before. Like, do. Not promise, just do. If they are telling you don't work, where is the alternative? I don't work then. What am I supposed to do?
I'm providing.
Unaona? See, at stay at home.
Yes, I want you to stay at home.
No, you are not providing.
Unalea mtoto. You're doing something ya kulea mtoto. That was the whatever of the man.
That was the wrong mentality of the woman. The man had this. I heard this somewhere that mwanaume anakaanga na ligi yake juu ya circumstances. Okay? Na in case kitu change, maybe by that time akili yake pia yeye juu alikuwa mwanaume mjinga pia, because sitamtetea kwa sababu alikuwa he was a learned working man, si ndio?
He was working.
Tuseme for
this shady story hapo.
Alikuwa working. Akaendea
this woman lady akamtoa
shule. Mtu mwenye anajua nothing.
Na ni mtoto anafanya nursing. Si ati alikuwa mtoto mjinga. Understand this was alikuwa in a nursing school.
Ni shaito.
Imagine.
That's a broad topic. Itabidi we revisit.
Yeah.
Now the question was here, like anafaa apeleke mtoto children's home.
Hata yeye anamreject.
Juu alisema mpaka anasikia kumnyoria.
Si hata yeye anamreject. Si ana reject mtoto na itaendelea hivyo generation to generation.
Anamchapanisha.
The fact that ashapeleka mtoto kwa children's home, hiyo already ni rejection. Tuseme ni ukweli, ni rejection ya kutoka childhood ama family whatever. Yeye mwenyewe akishachukua tu mtoto wake, hiyo sasa ndio rejection ya ukweli.
How old is the
Achana na yake sasa.
Two. She's 2.
2 years.
1.9.
Hiyo ni rejection. Sasa yeye ni ana reject mtoto.
Sasa alikuwa nikamuuliza kwa nini ampeleke, akasema ati juu siku hizi sasa anakuwa upset sana na yeye, alafu anamchapanisha vibaya sana, naona atamuua. Jesus.
Wow. That requires a professional intervention. It is not something to be taken lightly. Anyway, that really makes me emotional, so I would not even want to talk about it. So
we are seeking for some help. There's kuna watu niliuliza watu
wakubwa.
Anyway,
That's too bad. Mungu amsaidie.
Imeisha.
So, Lisa, thank you for inviting us. Thank you for hosting us. We hope to see you. We hope to be back someday later. Yes. Until
It's
that
my
time.
appeal. Next time
Bye-bye.
kukuwe na kadrink too. Takantu maji.
I also want to thank you guys for sacrificing to be with me right now. And you're welcome again and again and again. Thank you. Bye.